Thousands of people packed the National Mall in Washington, D.C. today, just one of many protests nationwide. Organizers call it Hands Off. It's a protest against President Trump and Elon Musk, the cuts from Doge, and the tariffs announced this week. And it's not just Washington, D.C. here. These are videos from Boston, Atlanta, San Antonio, and Minneapolis. Crowds gathering in cities in all 50 states today, including right here in North Carolina. WRL's Willie Danley is live in downtown Raleigh tonight, where a protest took place. Willie, this is one of just a few protests we saw in our area.
Yes, it is, Eric. I'm standing here outside the state capitol building, and this looks very different than it did earlier today. Thousands of people gathered right there to protest what they call government overreach. Hands off. That's what protesters in downtown Raleigh were chanting on Saturday. This is just one of a series of protests held around the country where demonstrators have asked for elected officials to stop what they call overreaching.
I do not agree with what is going on with the government right now, with just arbitrary and laying off people. That is not the way you cut waste. That is just an abuse of power.
These protests come days after President Trump announced new tariffs, creating some economic uncertainty. Many protesters cited the recent string of government job layoffs and the Department of Government Efficiency, spearheaded by Elon Musk, as the reason for coming out today.
It's terrifying. I work in higher education. I'm a librarian. And so all the cuts to that, and just completely that we're losing our democracy. We're losing so many freedoms, and it's just terrifying.
Michael Lindsay grew up in the Triangle. He tells WRAL that it warms his heart to see so many people speaking up against what he calls injustice.
It made me feel good that there are other people who were thinking that I think there's a problem going on right now, and a big problem.
Protesters say they're united in numbers. As I said, this was just one of many protests that took place around the country today, several of which took place here in the Triangle. The protesters here today say they're going to continue to speak out until it sparks a change. In downtown Raleigh, Willie Danley, WRL News.